Welcome to Daily Chess News, your quick source for the latest games, players, and stories from the world of chess. Today, we have a very special feature about one of the most beloved voices in the chess world, Tanya Sachdev. Tanya sat down recently for a heart-to-heart conversation. When asked to describe herself in just one word, she laughed and admitted, "That's a tough one." Eventually, with some help, she went with fierce, but made it clear she's still a work in progress, always evolving. She also opened up about what people often get wrong about her. While she may come across super confident behind the commentary desk, she says she's actually pretty indecisive in real life and is always in student mode, constantly learning. When it comes to advice, Tanya revealed she turns to Sagar Shah for chess discussions, not always for answers, but to get some clarity. Tanya also shared one of her most heartwarming fan moments. Recently, at the Chennai Grandmasters, a little girl came up to her and said she wanted to be a commentator just like her. Tanya told her to first focus on becoming the best chess player she can be, then follow the commentary dream later. So there you have it, Tanya Sachdev, fierce on the board, passionate on the mic, and just a good human being. Hikaru Nakamura just pulled off something absolutely wild. He took down a 2000 rated player blindfolded in position number 122 in freestyle chess. Yep, you heard that right. No board, no pieces, just pure calculation power in his head. Pulling this off is hard enough in regular chess, but doing it in freestyle chess is just next level. ChessBase India just released an in-depth interview with none other than Peter Heine Nielsen, the man who's been in Magnus Carlsen's corner for years. They discussed freestyle chess, also known as Chess 960, and why some of the biggest names in the game think it might just be the future of top-level chess. Peter admitted that he used to be skeptical of freestyle chess. To him, it was more of a quirky side event, something fun to play once a year. But over time, and especially thanks to Magnus's love for the format, he's completely changed his mind. And here's why. Classical chess at the highest level has become an arms race of memorization. Players spend months building opening prep with their teams, then show up at the board just trying to remember their lines. Sometimes the first 20 moves are just memorized computer work, barely any real thinking until later in the game. Peter thinks freestyle chess fixes this. Because the pieces start in random positions, there's no opening theory to rely on. No memorized lines, no comparing notes. Players have to think for themselves from move one. It becomes a true human versus human battle instead of engine prep versus engine prep. He even shared how Magnus's team sometimes had to play suboptimal moves in world championships, just to avoid well-known forced draws. That's how deep the prep runs these days. Freestyle chess, according to Peter, brings back the joy of discovering ideas over the board. It forces creativity, and as he put it, that's how chess used to be. He also argued that freestyle chess works best with classical time controls. The games are so complex that players need time to solve the problems at the board. And here's the kicker. Peter believes freestyle chess favors the stronger player, which is exactly what you want at the very top level. After all, the world champion should be the one who plays the best moves, not just the one with the best memory. Good evening, chess fans. Tonight we have a truly inspiring story for you. The life and career of Grandmaster Peter Leko, a legend of the game and one of the most respected figures in chess. In a heartfelt interview, Peter shared how he started supporting his family through chess when he was just 10 years old. Imagine that. Most kids are busy with homework, but young Peter's tournament results were literally helping put food on the table. He talked about how becoming the youngest Grandmaster at 14 completely changed his life. It wasn't just a title. It meant invitations to big tournaments, a chance to play against the greats like Karpov and Kasparov, and financial security for his family. Peter also spoke about the challenges of growing up as a professional chess player, missing more than 150 days of school every year, traveling constantly, and carrying the pressure of knowing that a bad tournament could mean trouble back home. But despite it all, he thrived, eventually becoming one of the best players in the world and even drawing a world championship match against Vladimir Kramnik in 2004. And it wasn't just about chess. We got a glimpse into Peter's personal life too. He shared the sweet story of how he met his wife, Sophie, at a tournament in Dortmund. Yes, it was love at first sight. She has been a huge source of support ever since, and her father, the legendary coach Arshak Petrosian, even became Peter's trainer. These days, Peter is also a beloved commentator, bringing his deep understanding of chess to fans worldwide. He says his biggest joy now is helping club players understand top-level games, breaking them down so that everyone feels connected to what's happening on the board. This interview was a reminder of what makes chess so powerful. It's not just a game, it's a life journey, one that shaped Peter Leko into both a world-class player and one of the game's best storytellers. We dive into one of the hottest debates in the chess world, Hikaru Nakamura's road to the candidates, and his controversial way there. Emil Sutovsky, CEO of the governing body of chess, didn't hold back when asked about Hikaru's approach. He admitted that he may have left a loophole in the system, one that allowed Hikaru to qualify by playing lots of games against much lower-rated opponents and still earning rating points. Sutovsky called it a hot take, saying they probably expected top players not to take advantage of this path. But as he put it, blame the rules, not the players. What Hikaru did was totally legal, but not expected. He explained that the issue isn't Hikaru qualifying. Number 2 in the world deserves a spot in the candidates, but rather that he could farm rating points while doing it. Sutovsky admitted that feels unfair to other players and promised that they would work on closing such loopholes in the future. He also warned that any fix has to be careful, because limiting rating gains too strictly could hurt players who just happen to face much lower-rated opponents in open tournaments. In the end, Sutovsky summed it up. Hikaru's qualification is normal and deserved. But next time, the governing body of chess wants to make sure that everyone earns their rating points the fair way. Magnus Carlsen himself looking back at the viral moments that made him famous. Magnus takes us all the way back to when he was just a teenager, facing Garry Kasparov for the first time. He admitted he was super nervous, but just tried to play solid chess. The result? A legendary draw that went viral years later, with people joking that the 13-year-old Magnus looked bored while holding by many the greatest of all time to a draw. He laughed about it, saying that back then he just didn't understand why Kasparov was taking so long to think. So he looked at other games and instantly made his move when it was his turn. Total savage energy from teenage Magnus. Then there was the iconic pool jump after his first world championship win. Magnus said he just went with the flow, adding that worse things could have happened than landing in the pool. And of course, we got the story of his surprise appearance on a music track by Oral-B and Pimp Lotion. Magnus didn't have time for a full music video, so his brother-in-law filmed his part in St. Petersburg during a tournament. Magnus joked about just standing there in a winter jacket, trying to look cool, and failing. He also reminisced about beating former world champion Anatoly Karpov, saying it was nice, but admitting he had actually been outplayed and only won because of a late blunder. This whole reflection showed us a fun side of Magnus, humble, nostalgic, and making fun about his younger self. At Fortune Brainstorm Tech 2025, Noland Arbaugh, the very first person to receive a Neuralink brain-computer implant, took the stage and then took on none other than Anna Kramling in a live game on chess.com. Nolan's story is nothing short of incredible. After a swimming accident in 2016 left him paralyzed from the shoulders down, he became the first human to get Elon Musk's Neuralink implant, and now he can control a computer cursor just by thinking. That means chatting with friends, surfing the web, and yes, playing chess. The game was set up like a mini chess show. Arbaugh played white with 5 minutes on the clock. Anna played black with 3. The London system hit the board, and early on, things were looking good. So good that Anna joked, "This looks like a normal position." And Danny Wrench, who was hosting, praised Nolan's play as phenomenal. But as Noland explained to the audience how the brain implant works, casually saying, "It's all thought-based," his position started to slip. Anna took control and forced some tough trades, and eventually, Noland ran out of time after 32 moves. After the game, he was honest. My brain was so focused on moving that I couldn't really figure out how to play chess. But Danny Wrench was quick to defend him, saying, "He's definitely better than 1400. Despite the loss, Noland was all smiles. He spoke about how much hope and purpose the Neuralink implant has given him, and shared that he plays chess online almost every day. Don't forget to subscribe and check out our latest video.